I just found a pin on the floor. Hi, my name is Hannah and welcome to Homebody Knits. It is Monday once again, so here we are starting a new vlog. I'm so happy to have you here. This is gonna be a vlog spanning about 2 weeks because the video going up this Saturday is finally gonna be my knitting journal video. Since this one's coming out after it, I'm not gonna, there's nothing new I will show you, but I wanted to cross off my first bingo goal with you guys, and I am again wearing my Pots sweater by Note to Self Studio, and for this knit I can cross off one of my bingo spots. I could technically cross off modifier pattern and new to me designer. I am going to say new to me designer. Modify the patterns because I modified the gauge and the amount of increases and like cast on stitches underneath the underarm I do. And I do not want to cross off the spots directly. I want to put like a little sticker on it, which here's like a little spindle, a little heart locket. I want to put a tiny sticker. I think I'm gonna put this cute little heart locket on there. It's super cute. New to me designer. Here is my first bingo spot filled out. Yeah, I'm gonna put the explanation for it later, like bingo spot, new to me designer, pot sweater, knit in cool wool big. I am wearing this third day in a row, so I really love it. I love the feeling of this yarn. It's like the softest merino ever, and for that it doesn't really pill. Like there's some mini pills, but I wouldn't even consider that pilling, and it's probably just like the loose fiber because this yarn is spun super loosely, so it can be knitted on bigger gauges. Speaking of the cool wool big, I am also knitting my azulejo sweater test knit with it, and I have finally bound off the body rib. This is 12 centimeters of half twisted rib, and it took me so long. I literally knitted this entire sweater while knitting this ribbing. It took me so long, but this ribbing is so thick and nice. I love it. And the cool wool big, we can see a difference between like these sweaters, obviously in the color, but that's not what I'm talking about. The pot sweater is knitted on 4.5 millimeter needles. And the azulejo sweater is knitted on 3.5 millimeter needles, at least for me. The actual recommended needle size is 4 millimeter, but I sized down to 3.5 to hit gauge. And the ribbing I knitted on 3.25 millimeter needles, which got me a nice density. I also casted off tubular style. Next I'm going to cast on the sleeves. Sleeves always work up pretty quick for me. And then I have the collar left and duplicate stitching, like lines between these tile repeats. This color work was absolutely addicting to knit, and I'm very happy to be back on the sweater. There's also a tiny bit of color work just before the cuffs. And before I'm showing you my next whip, a moment for my nails. This is absolute the Hannah color. I love red nails, and these are the perfect red nails, and then I have these cute little stars. I absolutely adore them. I also posted something on Instagram where my nails are on the picture, and I absolutely love it. And next, I started this in my last vlog. This is very surprising because I'm a sock knitting hater, like to my core. I have knitted 3 pairs of socks in my knitting career so far. One was a fingering weight pair, which was the second project I ever knitted. I knitted them for my dad, and they immediately got felted because he washed them on the wrong cycle. so those can't be worn anymore. And then I knitted 2 pairs of Sunday socks, one for my grandpa who has the EU size 48 feet, so why did I do this to myself? And 1 pair of Sunday socks for my aunt for Christmas. And I was like, I hate knitting socks, but also in the last video I got 2 skeins of sock yarn from Etsy because I want hand knitted socks because my feet are always cold. I have really bad circulation and I take meds which like only make that worse. So I want hand knitted socks, but I don't like knitting them. So, or at least I thought. So I got pretty yarn. This is the pretty yarn in question, and this is the baby ball. Because I did not. This is the yarn in question. It is super beautiful, and I've like knitted the entire leg of the sock in one day. And this is what I've done over the weekend, like not super much. I knitted the heel flap, the heel turn, the gusset decreases, and a bit on the foot, and this yarn works up so incredibly beautiful. I'm absolutely in love with this, and yesterday evening I tried this sock on and took a picture, and it looks so good. I think I chose the right size. I think I'm slightly off gauge. I have 63 stitches on the leg. Then I decreased a little to knit a heel flap and gusset. I have, I think, 30 stitches on the heel flap, and then for the leg I decreased down to, I think, 58 stitch. For the foot I decreased down to 58 stitches. You can see like the slight decrease, but I have like a super narrow feet, so I decreased that down a little, and I think I'm gonna be done with it pretty soon. Like, I'm gonna try it on for you. This is where I'm at, so I've got about like 5 centimeters, maybe a tiny bit. You think this is sexy? So like 5 centimeters to go, and then I'm gonna knit the toe, and I'm gonna immediately cast on the second sock so I don't end up with second sock syndrome. But this is like the perfect to go knit. I have abandoned my Sweet Thing scarflet because I just don't want to lose the momentum of knitting on this. I have been loving it, and I also filmed my knitting journal, like the journaling part. This setup for that question my sanity, let's just say that. So the last vlog was a little shorter, I think like 19 minutes or 18 something. So this is gonna span over 2 weeks, since this Saturday is gonna be the journal video. Finally, I've only been teasing it for 3 videos or something. Yeah, I've got work this week. I'm also getting like my half-term like grades, which I'm really scared for. And this Wednesday I'm actually going to see the housemate with my boyfriend. Last Wednesday we didn't make it because he got sick, so we're trying to do it this Wednesday. And I wanna ask one of my best friends if she wants to go see Avatar 3 with me for a second time, because I really want to watch it again in the cinema. But that shit is expensive. Yep, but it's worth it to me. I love it. Roman Empire, truly. So today I'm gonna see my friend for a coffee after school. Yeah, otherwise it's just knitting and my little chaotic life. I hope I'm in frame right now. I'm sitting here in my boyfriend's bed and he's at school. There were so many classes cancelled today, so I just went here. My cute hair just turned poofy. It's cute. And I'm sitting here knitting on his Anna Cortez pullover, and I'm just realizing how much I actually love texture knitting. This is so beautiful. It's a raglan with twisted rib raglan sections, and also twisted rib collar. Yeah, I love, it's like so, I love knitting texture. So I'm so excited to also start the waffle loop cardigan once I get a yarn for it. Just wanted to tell you how much I love knitting this up. It was his Christmas present, not like the sweater, but it was like a voucher for me to knit him the sweater, and that's what I'm doing.
Soft strums of the warm acoustic guitar blend with the gentle sound of the waves crashing against the shore.
Hi, it's Thursday. I'm currently waiting for my vegan goulash soup to cool. And I have to show you something. I just got off from work and then I just went on a whim into a coffee store in my city. And I got this beautiful Bialetti espresso, this mocha espresso. It is so beautiful. It's like the one what you screw it open, put your ground espresso in there, and then it like boils over here. It is so freaking beautiful. And it was even on sale. It's the original Bialetti. So I have to read into how exactly to do this. And then I want to get like cocoa powder, but not like the powder stuff, but there's like chocolate chunks for making hot chocolate, and I want to get that because my absolute favorite coffee is mocha. Yeah, I want to get one of those fancy coffee machines. It's a Siebträger in German. Don't know what that's in English. I'll put it up probably. And then I just got a vintage package. I ordered this beautiful merino in this caramel camel color, and I'm in love with it. My friend inspired me to get a yarn in a color like this because she wore the most beautiful sweater, and I was like, that would probably look amazing. And I don't want to knit a v-neck sweater. I plan on knitting this sweater number 23. It's pretty new, but my favorite things knitwear. And I'll get some drops brushed alpaca silk to hold with it. I'm so excited. This is literally my life. Yarn and coffee. This is so aesthetic. I'm so in love with it. Let's taste da soup. I'm gonna eat this now.
Soft strums of the warm acoustic guitar blend with the gentle sound of the waves crashing against the shore. A serene melody weaves through the breeze, creating a soothing rhythm that mirrors the ocean's ebb and flow. The sound of distant gulls and the rolling tide add layers to the tranquil sense tape of this coastal escape. Let the music guide you into an untouched paradise where stress dissolves like footprints
Hi, it's still the same day and I've just washed my hair. That's why I look like this, but I just cast off the neckline and she's finished. And now I have 1,000,002 ends to even. I think I'm gonna time it. It's gonna take so
Soft strums of the warm acoustic guitar blend with the gentle sound of the waves crashing against the shore. A serene melody.
I'm super scared that someone's gonna see me, but I just had my exam and it was super scary. I'm wearing my Azulejos sweater for luck to finish blocking this morning. It is so pretty. I still have to do the duplicate stitching along here to separate the tiles. I had 3 hours and I had 10 minutes for the last exercise, which was worth 30%, so I'm actually dead.
Soft strums of the warm acoustic guitar blend with the gentle sound of the waves crashing against the shore. A serene melody weaves through the breeze, creating a soothing rhythm that mirrors the ocean's ebb and flow.
Hi, it's Saturday, and I would just like to evaluate the last 2 weeks I've filmed this vlog. Yeah, I finished knitting my azulejo sweater. Isn't she amazing? I only have to add the duplicate stitching details that go between the tile motifs. It's tiles because I think this sweater is inspired by, like, I think that Cupid Knits was in Spain or Madrid, and she like visited these old churches, and this is inspired by that. The floats honestly don't bother me because I didn't catch any. I just let them live. And also at the cuff, and I have not once like got my fingers tangled in it, and if I do, that's the way God wanted it to be. I'm not gonna catch floats. That didn't turn out well in my nocturnal jumper by Sky & Co. Yeah, the rib was honestly killing me. If you've been watching the last vlogs, this rib was it was crazy. Yeah, I might go in and change the neckline because she wrote, like, in our pen version that we have to pick up 2 out of every 3 stitches for the whole neckline. I did that, and then after I finished, she had like edited it to, because I'm doing the English version, she probably forgot to add that in, that around the cast on edges pick up 1 stitch every row. So this is a little tight. I will see if I change it. But I'm so happy with this, and I love the cool wool Balena Grossa knitted up on a 3.5mm needles, which is giving me a 21-22 stitch gauge. it pills a lot less than my pod sweater with Cool Wool Big Balena Grossa does, which is knitted up on 4.5mm needles. But it's honestly been wearing pretty well. My pods jumper, I've finished it for less than 2 weeks, I think. No, maybe 2 weeks. And I've already worn it, my Episose, like 9 times, but I'm sure it's been more. I'm so happy with those. And then my whip bag that I always carry with me. First, let's talk about my sock. I finished my first sock with the hand-dyed yarn I ordered. I modified the toe a little bit, then was in the pattern, and the stitch counts from the leg to the foot. I love it. It's so cute. I immediately cast on the second one because otherwise I don't think I would get through it. So here is my little cuff. I've already done the 2x1 rib, and I'm now working along on the leg. And then my original plan was to cast on the waffle loop cardigan by Other Loops next, but my silk hair for that still hasn't arrived. So I instead cast on the sweater number 29 by my favorite things knitwear. It's the saddle shoulder one, and I'm knitting that on BC Garn Bio Balance, which is 50% cotton and 50% wool, double-stranded. There's a lot of ends already, but that's okay. I've never knitted a saddle shoulder construction, so that's pretty fun. I have not been able to knit a lot the past few days because my arm really hurts, like my right arm, because I wrote some exams and I busted out like 14 pages handwritten in like 2 to 3 hours. And I had put a little bit of strain on it. And then in PE class we played badminton. And now my arm really hurts. I have like this salve that's like helping with muscle pain. I'm putting that on there. This is obviously not an ad, just what I'm using, and I think it helps. There's like some kind of thing in there to help balance the pain. And it's been working. I've also been putting heat on it, and I've been slowly able to knit again today, which I was like, what do I even do in the evening if I don't knit? So I had a little bit of a crisis there. Yeah, today I just came back from getting breakfast with my friend. There was this new spot that opened a few weeks ago in my city, and it was amazing. I was a bit jealous of what my friend ordered. It was better than mine, but mine was still very nice. Yeah, then next week's video is gonna be a knitting podcast. I haven't done one of those yet because I enjoy vlogging a lot, but I think I'm due for one. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this vlog. Let me know if you want to see anything from me, and please consider liking this video and subscribing if you want to see more from me, and I wish you the best of weekends. Bye!